Hi friends. Today we will discuss how to configure OpenAIM SAML to Federation. Okay, here I am not going to show explaining the what the concept of the SAML to. I am focusing on the how to configure SAML to in OpenAIM. Okay, generally what is SAML to? So when you will use SAML to concept. Okay, the cross domain SSO will be achieved by using SAML to. Okay, so we have a different domain of applications like the two entities. So between two entities, how to achieve the single sign-on. Okay, and SAML to happening between two different or same entities. The two entities are nothing but IDP and SP. IDP is nothing but identity provider having user credential. SP, that is a service provider not having user credential. So SP is depending on IDP to make the single sign-on, and metadata information will be exchanged between two entities in the format of XML. Okay, so you will get the more, you will see the more videos in the YouTube. How what is the SAML to exactly, or how it is happening, the flow and all you can see it. Okay, but here I am focusing on the configuration of SAML to in OpenAIM. So what are the prerequisites for OpenAIM SAML to configuration? So we need two Tomcat server installation with the different ports. See, I'm going to showing SAML in the same system. So that's why we need two different web servers. That is a Tomcat servers. Okay, and two OpenAIM where files deployment. Okay, we need two OpenAIM applications. So two host names configuration in host file. Okay, that host name is sp.example.net, that is belongs to like a service provider, and idp.example.org, that is belongs to IDP application, like IDP entity. Okay, so this is a prerequisite setup, like installation type default. We will install the OpenAIM as a default configuration. Okay, we are not going to installing a custom configuration. Okay, so Tomcat 1 SP, Tomcat 2 is a IDP. So installation type is a uh, default configuration and default configuration. Installation path, the installation will be happened under the users directory, like AMSP, and here AMIDP. The port we are using 8082 in SP, 8083 in Tomcat. OpenAIM URL would be like this: http sp.example.num 8082/AMSP. The same way we have a IDP also, AMIDP. And download metadata URL. This is the metadata URL of OpenAIM for both applications like SP and IDP. So by using this URL, we can download the metadata information and we can share between the two entities. Okay. Yeah. Here we have I'm sharing here some important URLs. How to export like a SP metadata URL for root realm, SP metadata URL for subrealm, and SP initiated URL. So once you configured, how to test the configuration whether it is working or how whether it is working or not. So that is a SP initiated URL. Okay, this is the initiating from the SP side. The same way SP initiated URL for the subrealm. The same way we have a IDP. Okay, IDP metadata URL for root realm and subrealm, and initiated URL for root realm and initiated URL for subrealm. Okay, now we will show you how to configure it. Okay. So first of all, you need to download Tomcat server and OpenAIM WAR file. Okay, already I have downloaded. I will show you here. Log here and SML2. So you have to download Tomcat 8.5.4 and AM Evolution 6.5.2.2. So I'm showing the demo on these versions. Okay. So yeah, we need two Tomcat servers and we need two OpenAIM WAR files. Okay. Now what we will do? So we will extract this Tomcat zip file. Extract here. Okay, so already I have given the more information about the Tomcat installation and the OpenAIM installation. Okay, so you can see that other videos. So I'm going to giving video links in the description. So here we have a Tomcat 8.5.0. So what we can say here, we can put name like some understandable name. Okay, SP Apache Tomcat 8.5.4. The same way we have to copy this one and paste it again. Yeah, now we have one more Tomcat. So we can just change the rename the folder. Okay, now how I'm renaming IDP. I'm putting IDP. Okay. See, now the same way we have to extract the opening variable. Okay, extract here. So instead of using the same name, we can use the what is the name we have given, like AMSP. Okay, AMSP, AMSP. The same way we have to extract one more time and rename that folder. Okay, now opening this is the AMIDP. Okay, now we have two Tomcats are ready, two opening variables are ready. Okay, so and what is the prerequisite next? So port, we need to change the port. Okay, 8082. So go to IDP configuration. There is a server.xml there. Yeah, see here we need to, so we have to change this shutdown port also. It's like a 8083 8003, and here the port is 8080. So here I am giving what is this IDP. IDP is the 8083 I have given in the PPT. Okay, yeah, save it. And the same way we have to open SP1 also. So go to SP Tomcat, click on the server.xml. So here also we can change something like 8006, and here I'm going to giving 8082. So this is the SP port. So Tomcat level server.xml changes done. Now you have to copy this var file into your respective Tomcat. So AMSP I'm copying into SP Tomcat. Okay, go to Tomcat web apps. Here you have to paste it. Yeah, it is done. Okay, now the same way copy AMIDP and put it into IDP Tomcat web apps folder. Yes, this is also done. Now the next step is we have to configure the host entries. So where is the host entries? So we go to the C drive. There is a path C drive Windows System 32 drivers etc. So here we have to open the host file. Okay, now we'll give these host names like this. Okay, 127.0.10.1. So what is the host name we have given here? sp.example.net. sp.example.net. The same way we have to copy 127.0.0.1 IDP example.org. So better copy these two lines and save it. So it is asking administration rights. So click on yes. It will give the administration rights. If you have already are the administrator, then it will not ask. Okay. So again, I'm going to opening. Sorry. Okay. Now open the again edit place. Now paste those two lines. Save it. So now I'm closing the administrator mode of Notepad++. Okay. Now, so host names also configured successfully. Now go to again our folder. So here we are correct, Tomcat web apps. Yeah, so IDP Tomcat and SP Tomcat ready. Then we have to install the OpenAM. Okay, so go to IDP and go to bin folder, type cmd, and we have to start the command cat run / space run. Yeah, it's AMIDP. Okay, just a second. What is this AMIDP? Oh, sorry, this is the we have extracted. So stop the Tomcat. So we have extracted the complete folder. Okay, remove from here. Okay, that folder having many things. Okay, now go to AMIDP. Okay, so here a lot of things are there. So we have to remove all those things. Just keep it the. Okay, we need this one. Okay, now so copy this name, put this like this. Okay, so I'm going to removing this one also. Yeah, and after that there is a SP side also. We have to do like this. Remove the all other unwanted files and rename AMSP. MSP.var. So now copy amidp.var file into Tomcat idp Tomcat. So we have to paste it here. Okay, then now start catalina.bat. Yeah, now here you can see web apps amidp var file started deployment. Okay, the same way you can start the SP Tomcat also. Okay, go to the SP Tomcat. So before that, copy the SP var file and paste it into SP Tomcat. Okay, web apps folder. So we have to remove this one first, old one. Now paste it. Okay. Now open the command prompt for this also separately. And go to bin folder. Now start the catalina.run. Start the Tomcat by executing the catalina.bat run command. Okay. Yeah. So now we will use two browsers. One for the IDP, that is the Chrome. Sorry, Firefox, and we will use the Chrome for the SP. Okay. Now I'm going to opening Chrome browser. It may take more, maybe 1 to 2 minutes to start the application because of it depends on your system performance. Okay. Yeah, I have opened the Chrome and I have opened the Firefox. So from Firefox you can access the IDP URL, and in the Chrome you can access SP URL. Okay. Now let's check this, whether it is started or not. So still starting the OpenAM. This is the IDP, and the same way AMSP. It is also started the deployment. Yeah, it is started IDP. So you can go here. What is the IDP URL? idp.example.net 8083/AMIDP. Correct? No, .net, not .net. I think it's .org. We have given here IDP is .org. Okay, .org. Okay, now we got the configuration options. Okay, now the same way we have to access sp.example.net. Now verify one more time that the host name snet 8082/AMSP. Yeah, both are started. Both applications are deployed successfully, and we are able to see the configuration screen. Okay, so first we will install the IDP and then we will install the SP. Okay, Now we have to select the default configuration. So we are in the IDP section. Okay, IDP section. So click on the create default configuration. Now select the license, accept the license agreement, and click on the continue. And here we have to give the AM admin password. So I'm giving some password. Re-enter the same password. So AM admin is the default username. He is a super user for the OpenAIM application. So click on the create configuration. So once it is done, then we have to install the SP because of OpenAIM internally installing the OpenDJ. So OpenDJ need the in different ports. So that's why second OpenAIM, whenever we are installing, we have to wait till completion of the first OpenAIM, because the second OpenAIM also will use the might be use the same port. So if already installed that OpenAIM, so internally it will check that port is available or not. If not available, it will create the new port for the OpenDJ. So that's why we have to wait till completion of the first OpenAIM installation. So it may take maybe 1 minute. It is also depends on the system performance. Now here you can see configuration completed. Okay, so now we will install. Now click on the proceed to login. Proceed to login. Yeah, we got the login page of IDP server. Okay, now enter the default username is AMadmin and password is what we have entered in the installation time. Click on login. Yeah, now we are able to log in into IDP application successfully. The same way we can try to install SP application also. Okay, the service provider application. Now click on the create default configuration and then accept the license agreement. Click on continue. Here also you have to give the password. So you can give the same password or different password. That is not a problem. Giving the same password to understanding. Yeah, click on the create configuration. So this one also will take some time to installation. Okay, so meanwhile we will do the configuration in the IDP level. Okay, yeah, go to this IDP. So here we have a top level realm. So we are going to configuring SAML2 in top level realm. Okay, so click on the top level realm. Here you can see in the dashboard there is a configure SAML2 provider. So click on the configure SAML2 provider. Here we have four options. One is the create hosted identity provider, create hosted service provider, configure remote identity provider, configure remote service provider. So now it is IDP server, correct? So we have to configure in two options. One is that create hosted identity provider and configure remote service provider. So these two options we need to configure in the OpenAIM IDP server. Okay, these remaining two are configured in the SP level. Okay, this is the very important, like which one you have to configure in the which server. Okay, so you need to remember hosted identity provider and configure remote service provider. Okay, click on the hosted identity provider. Yeah, here you can see what is the metadata and signing key. There is a signing key default. We have a test. Okay, we can use this signing key for a certain encryption of SAML data. Okay. Okay, we are using the self-signed or test is the self-signed certificate. Okay, and circle of trust we can create. Okay, I'm going to creating some my COT. This is just to understand the circle of trust. In this, whatever the applications you have configured, that is a group of applications. It's like a name, we can say category. Okay, so you can give the any name here. Okay, and yeah, so here you can give that mail attribute. Okay, okay, name in assertion, and in the XML format we are giving the response, correct? So there, that this is the attribute name, this is the value we'll get from the OpenDJ. So OpenDJ parameter name we have to give. Okay, click on the add. Okay, that's all. Now click on the configure. Yeah, click on the finish. Yeah. Now go to, you can see that whether it is configured or not like that. So go to applications, go to federation. There here you can see my COT and one entity is there. Okay. So click on the entity provider. There you can see the entity details and all. So this is the circle of trust. In the circle of trust, we have this one. Okay. So you can see here SAML to V2 protocol and the type is IDP and location is hosted. Okay. Now, and let's see now SP service provider application is installed or not. Okay, now go to this one. So this is also installed successfully. Click on the proceed to login. Okay. Yeah, we got the login page. Enter the username and password of the admin. Click on login. Yeah, so go to top level realm. Here also we are doing the configuring in the inside the top level realm. Okay, so click on the configure SAML v2 provider. So here we have this is the application is service provider application, correct? So we have to click on the create hosted service provider. Yeah, so here also we have to give circle of trust is the my COT. Okay, now click on the configure. Okay, use the default attribute mapping from the identity provider. What are the values we are, because we are using the same OpenAIM, IDP also OpenAIM and SP also OpenAIM. So that's why we can select the use default attribute mapping from the identity provider. So click on the configure. Yeah, service provider is configured. You can modify the provider under the federation tab. Do you want to configure the remote provider? So we can click on the no. We can go to the next option. Okay, now we need to know what is the now we are going to configure remote identity provider in the inside the service provider. In the IDP side, in the IDP level, what we have to do here, we have to configure the remote service provider. So that is this one. To configure remote service provider. Click on the create configure remote service provider. So here it is asking where URL where metadata is located. So we have to give the metadata of service provider URL. Okay, what is the service provider metadata URL? Okay, then you can see here. Okay, copy this name SAML to JSP export metadata.jsp. Okay, so the URL is made be wrong. So let's see again here. What is the SAML to? So SAML to export metadata. So remove this JSP. Oh, it's wrong. SAML to export meta.jsp. Okay, let me check again. Yeah. So here the URL is wrong. So what the URL here is wrong? So here you can see there is a SAML to small letters. Okay, we have to use the small letters. SAML to JSP. So here you can see the metadata service provider. What we will do? So copy this URL and go to IDP. Here it is asking URL of the metadata of service provider. Okay, now I am giving. So I given here service provider metadata URL. Then click on the configure. Okay, that's all here. So we have already selected that add to existing MyCart and click on the configure. So service provider is configure. You can modify the provider's profile under the federation tab. Go to federation tab. There you can see the details. Go to application and federation. Here you can see previously only IDP was there. Now SP also came. Now click on the entity providers. Here you can see MyCart having how many entities here? 2 entities. One for the IDP, one for the SP. So those details here in the entity provider details. So here you can see this is the IDP. It was there previously. This is the hosted. It means that the same system. SP is a remote. So like this, okay, the realm, top level realm we have configured. The same way, this IDP metadata also we have to configure in the SP side. So what is the URL again here? Copy this name IDP and what will say SAML to JSP export metadata.jsp. Yeah, so copy this one and go to here, click on the create host, sorry, not here. So go to back, cancel. So top level realm, configure SAML to pro. So we are in the SP, correct? So we have to configure the remote identity provider. Okay, give the URL of the identity provider metadata URL. So select the existing of circle of trust. Okay, click on the configure. Just very simple here. Okay, we have to give the IDP metadata URL here. So click on configure. So identity provider is configure. You can modify the provider's profile under the federation tab. So you can see that. Yeah, go to application, federation. So here I have a entity providers. Yeah, here also we have MyCOT and we have two entities the same way how we have in the IDP. Okay. Now, so now configuration is done in both systems, like both servers, IDP server and as well as SP server also. Now how to test this one? Okay. Okay. Now how to test? We cannot use the same browsers, so that we have to use the incognito new private window from Firefox. Okay. Yeah. Now go to this URLs. There is a URL, correct? Yeah. Now we are going to testing SP metadata URL for the root realm, this one, and SP metadata for sub realm, SP initiated. This is the URL we have to use. Okay. Copy this one. Copy this URL. Okay. So where we are testing. Okay. First I am going to testing SP. Okay. Notepad++. I am going to taking. Sorry. Okay. Now here you can see SP example.net. SP example.net, SAML2, JSP, SP, SSO init.jsp, and meta alias is the /SP. Binding is HTTP post and IDP entity ID equal to, so this one, okay, 8083 and port. So before this, first we will create some users in the IDP and SP level, okay. So go to realm. So because right now we want users, correct? So we didn't create any users till now. So how to create the users in OpenAI? Go to identities. Here on demo is there. So we can use the same user, but we have to edit this one. Okay, demo f name. So I'm giving demo f name. Okay, demo IDP f name. Okay, demo IDP L name. Just for understandable purpose, demo IDP. Okay, what is the user full form is the demo IDP FL name. Okay, so username is the demo only. Okay, well, so we'll do one thing. So we'll create the another user like add entity demo IDP. Okay, and password is something. Okay, we can give that email ID demo IDP@example org. So that is the company or you can give any email ID, but I'm giving like example.org. Now we will give the only example.com. Okay, now click on the create. Now we can give understandable like example.org. Okay, click on create. Now we can give like something demo IDP first name, okay. Demo IDP L name last name, like that. Okay, is FL name. Okay, password we have already given. So yeah, that's all enough. So now click on the save changes. Now demo IDP user is created. Now go to SP side also. So here also you can create one user, like you can say demo SP, demo SP. Password I have given. I'm giving something. Yeah, click on demo sp@example.net. Okay, password I have given. Click on create. So now demo SPF name, just understandable purpose. Demo SPL name. Demo SPFL name, full name. Okay. And this is okay. So that's also click on save changes. Now we have two users. So one user in SP, one user in ADP. The user is the same user. Okay. Now how to achieve this single sign-on between these? Okay. Now open the private window. I have opened already private window. Copy this URL. I will share this URL in the description. Okay. Now paste it here. Paste it here. Now enter. Okay. See, we have initiated through SP initiated. So SP initiated not having, so it's having credentials, but it will see next. I will explain. So now we have, it is redirected to the IDP. So when you are initiating from one, then it will go to the first IDP server to do the authentication. So it's redirected to the IDP application 808083. So now we have to enter the username of IDP server. So what is the username? Demo IDP and password. Click on login. Yeah. Now again it's redirected to the SP application. See. So we are mapping the between two entities, two users. So because I have one user in IDP, thus I have one more user in the SP. So I am the same only one person, but having the two different accounts in two different entities. So I have to make the connection between the two profiles. Okay, now I have logged in first time in the IDP. Okay, and then I am going to log in into the SP. Okay, then after the authentication of the SP, then the profile will be linked in the open IDP side. Okay, now click on the demo SP and password. Click on login. Yeah, see here, single sign-on succeeded. So single sign-on succeeded. Okay, so now close this browser. Again, open the new private window. Copy paste of this URL. What will happen and see. So we have started with SP initiated. So SP is redirected to the IDP. So what user we have to enter here? IDP. Okay, demo IDP and admin 123 for the password. Okay, click on login. See, now it is not asking any authentication of service provider application. Okay, so it's because of internally that IDP mapped with SP profile. Okay, suppose now we will start with IDP. Okay, IDP initiated URL. Let's start with IDP initiated URL. So this one also I'm pasting here. Format word app. Yeah. So this is the IDP example org 8083 IMIDP SAML to JSP IDP SSOinit.jsp metalias IDP and binding HTTP post and entity ID is the our service provider application. Okay, now copy this URL. So Yeah, now close this browser. Again, open the new private window, and paste it that URL. Okay, bad request. Let me check what it is. idp example.org 800 amidp SAML to JSP idp SSO in JSP meta alias idp binding SP entity ID. So the port is wrong. Okay, what is our SP entity ID port? SP provider port is 8082. Okay, now here we have to give the 8082. Okay, this is the, see here 8082, correct? Here 8083. So the same way IDP here 8083, SP having 8082. So that is my mistake. I copy this URL again, and in the same window delete that old URL and paste the new URL and enter. See, now it's we are in the same IDP only. It's not redirecting to the IDP because we are initiating it. We are initiating IDP initiate itself. Okay, so that's why we are in the same page. Okay, now enter the demo IDP and the password. Login. See, it's logged in and it's redirected to the SP application. Okay, this is the success single sign-on succeeded. Okay, so now you can enter any URL now. So again you will paste it that URL same again and enter here. It will not ask authentication again because of it is already stored the cookies and all in the browser level. Okay, so this is the SAML2 configuration in OpenAM. Okay, yeah, so in the next video I will show you how this OpenAM IDP OpenAM, SP OpenAM, the user is linked between two entities, correct? Two profiles. So how it is stored in the OpenDJ. I will show you that how profile are linked between SP and IDP in the next video. That link is happened in the OpenDJ side. Okay, so we need to access the OpenDJ. So that is different. We need to download Apache Directory Studio, and we have to configure, and we can see that how how profile was linked with IDP entity and SP entity. Okay, so this is the information. So I will share that required details in the description. Please go through that and use it. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Please share the comments and subscribe to channel to get latest updates. Thank you.